Hello everyone. In our lesson today, we are going to talk about the third part or third lesson from our series of creating advanced macro that can work on multiple files. So, in the previous lessons, please, if you didn't watch them, I recommend you that you watch them. The first lesson it was about the designing, and the second lesson was designing the interface. And I actually designed the interface inside Excel, and I made this deliberately because I really wanted to show you that with Excel you can even use the design actually in Word as well. So, for example, if you have the macro that we designed the last time, actually we can just export the file, and actually exporting the file will be like in lesson 3 part 1. And I'll show you how can you can bring this back in Word. So this is actually like a simple Word file, and normally our macro is about inserting a logo, so we have the logo here ready. So firstly, in order to run a macro inside a Word file, it should be saved in docm, which is a macro enabled file. So let's save it. And now we have our macro as a file. You can find the developer tab. If you don't have the developer, you can customize the ribbon and make sure that the developer tab is checked. So for this one, we can actually bring our forms that we that we created in Excel. This one. Okay, here we go. And now we have our form inside Word actually. And this is actually the advantage of making the design at the beginning, because if you keep the design like for later stage, maybe it is hard to like get this, for example, working on Word or Excel. But the advantage here is that you can use this in Word because it is just a design. It has like no macros, no code inside. So I actually, before I start working on the form itself, like adding a code to it, I normally add something like a module here, and this is actually for testing. So I just write something, and I start writing like some comments, because in each process of working on multiple files you need to follow a specific process, which is like locating the file that you want to process. So in this case it will be the Word file, and we have actually another file in this case, which is the logo file. So we will also add to allocate for the logo file. After that, normally we go, if we did this manually, we should go, for example, and open the Word file, and after opening the Word file we, for example, insert the logo in the header. So you select the header firstly and then insert the logo, save the file, and then close it. And this is actually there's actually a similar way to do this in the code, that you don't have to like make things complicated. Just like try to observe how you do things normally, manually, in order to create a similar process. So firstly, we open the Word document, and then, for example, add logo in the head. Like, we can like select the header firstly, and then we can add so select the header, save the file, then close the file. And we mostly have like the pseudo code for our macro. We just need to implement this one. And firstly, we have to use, as I mentioned in the previous lesson, we have to use meaningful names. So first one is Word file. This will be like Word file equal, and then we get the path of the Word file. For example, I will use this one, so I can get it from here. And paste it here. So we have actually the Word file location. We can also add the logo file. So the importance of this process, that we want to create one working sample. For example, if you have the Word file, the logo, how you open the document, and then select the header, add the logo in the header, and then save the file and close it. If you can create this once, you can actually replicate it like 100 times, 1000 times, and then every time you change the Word file name. So it will be easier if you start with a prototype like this one, just testing on it, and in order to know how things will go, and then you can move actually later on connecting the dots and the Word form in this one here. So this is actually, we will keep it for a later stage, and for now we need to get this file. So okay, so usually when we want to open the Word document, we have to firstly talk with the document application, because actually opening a document requires opening the application firstly. You see, when you open any document, there is like this splash screen that you see. So this is actually the application of the Word or the Excel or whatever application you are opening. It loads firstly, then inside that one, it loads your file actually. So there are actually two steps, not one. The first one is to see where is like the application to speak with, and then we can ask the application actually to open the Word document. So in order to do this, actually we already have the application already loaded inside our Visual Basic Word. But if you are working, for example, from Excel, you need to call it explicitly. So in our we will call the application firstly. For example, we can add it like this. So this means the application is actually loaded and you already have it as an object that you can use. So for example, we can say screen updating equal true. So this means when you open a file and make a change to that file, it should actually show you the file opened. Because if this is actually is kept to false, it will do this in the background. So we need to change this later on, because for now we need to see what is happening. If there is something wrong, we should catch it. But later on, we don't want to show the user what is happening. Actually, we will keep all the process in the background, because it will be messy in order. For example, if the user selected 1000 files and then you are opening them one after another, it will be really silly to see something like this. So after that, we need to set like the document. So we will have to like give a definition. For example, document as a document, and when we open this one, we'll see like we will set that document actually to the file path that we have. And then we will need to supply the file name, which we already saved in the Word file. So till now, actually, if you run this part, actually, it will open that Word file that we already have. So let's test it. And here it is. We have our Word file. It goes opened and it works actually. So this means that everything is working till now. So the next thing, actually, we need to select the header. For this one, this is actually till here, like this part is general in most like Word or Excel macros that you are working, that these Excel macro like pre-processes, like for example, if this Excel macro like working on a lot of files, then this is normally, it should be something similar, because you need the file name, you need to open that file, and then you'll need to close that file. So actually closing a file, it will be like with a similar process, like we will close the document, and we can actually save the file as well. So we can say actually save changes actually in the same like original format. So we can say like document close, and then there is an option which is save change. So we can actually use that option in order to make it true. So we can say save change, and we have then the original format. We can keep it as it is actually. So and here we have the file will like save change. It will do actually anything in the middle and save changes. So let's test this one. Okay, so what actually happened, it actually opens the file and then it closed it. like immediately, so that's why we didn't see anything happening on the screen. So for now we will comment this line, because we don't want to close the file directly. We want to see where the logo has gone inside the file, and in order to like make multiple like tests on the file without saving any change. So for now, if we test it again, it's opened.